Hey guys, thanks Jeff again for the host. I've tried streaming for funsies lately. It's pretty funsies. I think I'll keep at it for a while. Probably keep my day job for now though. Yeah dude, Jeff, I consider this to be like the hardest Star Fox game. Just because I never beat Course 3 of it, but I beat Starplex 64 and Assault on their expert modes. So there used to be a point in my life where I could do a no-death run of Course 1 and Course 2 in this game, but I never beat Course 3. Let's see if I can restore myself to my previous childhood glory in this game. Yeah, the graphics are, they're 23 years old is what they are. RIP. But if you consider the system that this was on, the Super Nintendo, the fact that like a 4 megahertz machine is doing this with like a few hundred kilobytes of memory is actually quite impressive. And indeed, this was like a really impressive thing back in the day, back in 1993. So this is a 23-year-old 3D console technology. Google Star Fox Easter eggs. It was the Super FX chip, Jeff. So they couldn't actually get this done with the Super NES console as it was. So they started putting additional 3D hardware on the actual carts themselves. The cart interface allowed for that, which is kind of a unique thing. You can't really do that with optical media. And so I'm extra bad at this right now because I'm playing with a janky like PlayStation style controller where the rolls don't work that well. And also there's like 300 milliseconds of input delay. So if you're a fan of the newer Star Fox series, this guy might look familiar. I think he's the standard boss in Corneria in Star Fox 64. Yeah, in general, game programming used to be like a really subtle art form back in the day when hardware was constrained. Programmers had to learn like really advanced hardware tricks to get their money's worth out of it. Stage 1 clear. Sorry for the occasional background sounds. This is my cat's happy time. So he's like jumping in and out of boxes in the room here.
Good luck.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo carts didn't leave much room for voice acting. I think this was either like a 1 megabit or 2 megabit cart. In the ending sequence, they actually have some rather low quality but actually recorded voice acting, and they probably used a non-trivial portion of the cart for that. It's kind of funny to think about. So yeah, this game introduces some mechanics that'll be hallmarks in future Star Fox games, like Slippy and Peppy getting themselves into trouble with enemies, and Falco just generally being a dick. I heard about the ZSNES running this game too quickly thing. I think they fixed it like a long time ago. I mean, it seems exactly as laggy as it did on my SNES. But I don't know if they're like slowing it down on purpose, and that gets in the way of the input or whatever. Oh shit. Alright, later, Sarah. Sorry the stream isn't working out for you. Not that I have any idea what I'm doing. Jeff, have you ever beaten this game on any of the courses? No lock-on in this game.
Good luck.
You gotta aim all on your own. Oh yeah, good lasers. Yeah, I think I like Starplex 64 better than this game too. In part because it's easier, but it also has more stuff to do. So this game has in common with the other ones the 3 levels of blasters. So I have dual, and there's one more upgrade that I hope to get later in the game. So here they have a little thing to test whether you can like platform basically in Star Fox. This is a mechanic that I don't think has shown up in previous games. This is a shield, which basically allows you to take some number of hits without taking damage. And there's a thing people who want to show off their Star Fox skills can do, which is carry this shield to the end of the game. It's hard because I think you can only take like 3 hits from now until the end of the game if you want to do that. It's kind of like the Star Fox equivalent of the Super Mario Bros. 3 frog suit run, where you beat the game in a frog suit. I used to be able to do it. Obviously, that is no longer the case. Oh, it's back in Star Fox Zero. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't played that one yet. I just watched Vinny stream it a couple times. Yeah, I was pretty boss in Star Fox 64 in multiplayer, to the point that we would have tournaments with like real money, and I think I beat everyone who decided to play against me in 64, and made like 15 bucks off it, which was a lot when you're in junior high. this is on autopilot here. You don't actually get control of the plane in any like free movement 3D environment in this game. It's always on rails. All range mode, as it would come to be called, made an appearance in the unreleased Star Fox 2, which maybe I'll try my hand at after I get good at this one again. Alright, that's the halfway point in the game.
Good luck.
Alright, this is where the game gets kind of hard. There's like surprise enemies firing at you before they're rendered and stuff like that. Shit. And I missed the laser power up. Oh, troll rock. Oh, fuck. First death. So now I start out with this single laser handicap. So I'll see if I can upgrade this to a dual laser by getting that power up this time. So I think it's going to be near the right here. Yeah, got it. Troll rock, fuck you, troll rock. Alright, later, Antoinette. God damn it. What's in there? Not worth getting killed over. And now we get Spider Boss. Spider Boss, or something like it, made an appearance in Star Fox Assault in one of the tank levels. I forgot whether they made something like this in Star Fox Zero. I don't believe there was a Spider Boss in 64. This guy's kind of tough. Right now he's invincible, and he will try to get all up on you. And you have to sort of figure out at the last second whether he's going up or down. And if he gets wrong, then he deals a bunch of damage to you. And now when he's in this form, you can damage him freely. But he still tries to come and get you. And then he does this. And still tries to get you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, clutched it. I don't know of a way to skip this boss with a glitch or anything. That black hole that you see on the map there, I forgot how to do it, but I think it's similar to the Star Fox 64 mechanic. There's like some combination of asteroids that you have to break or something, and then you go into the black hole. And then from the black hole stage, you go into some later stage, Sector Y, I think. That's in case you want to skip that level altogether. But I don't think there's a way of skipping him in the level once you get to the level, at least not that I know of. And this is like where the game gets nuts. Like they never really stop sending enemies after you. If you don't pay attention for a second, then you might get killed in this level. So this is Venom, the final level, part 2. This is like in orbit. Part 1 rather, and then there's part 2 on the surface if I get through this. Yeah, kind of like pipes in Mario. Yeah, if a pipe is like a wormhole, I guess. Insert interstellar memes. So another minor difference from future Starplex games is that you can only store 5 Nova Bombs as opposed to 9. And I think that was the first one that I just used. And so this here is what the final laser upgrade looks like in this game. Thick balls of laser. Without having done any research on it, it feels like the hitboxes for the lasers are bigger. So aside from being more powerful, it also makes enemies easier to hit. Or so that's what it feels like to me. Oh yeah, the sound is also excellent. If you know what you're doing, you can actually get these, I think, in stage 2. But I'm not good at this game anymore. So this guy does the classic thing where he clones himself and only one copy is the real one. Fun fact, if he's in this form where he splits up into 3 and you get tired of guessing which one the correct one is, and you attempt to fire a Nova Bomb at him to hit them all at once, the game trolls you right back. And he will fire a missile that cannot be dodged, as far as I know, which is insta-kill, forcing you to restart the stage and not do that again. Alright, and this is the final level of the game. This is the surface of Venom, with ominous music and skyline. And these things are particularly annoying, given the general jankiness of the game and the limited draw distance of your lasers. You gotta be really careful about hitting these things to make sure they go in the direction that you want. Sometimes the least risky thing to do is just leave them alone and fly around them where they were going to go by default. Shit. I have to play it a little differently than I usually do with the crowd controller. Like on the SNES, I can freely sort of roll left and right and just run right into lasers and deflect them. But here, since the L and R buttons are kind of janky on my controller right now, I have to do the counterintuitive thing, which is to get out of the way of the lasers, which I'm not used to. And so now we fight the hard mode version of this boss, basically. After a quick round of this again. Classic ominous transformation music. And then he jumps on you. Couple more hits, come on. Alright. It's Andros time. Some more tests of your platforming skill here. And then we get to like platforming 102 over here, which I can't do these days anymore apparently. So this, I guess, is the prototype for Andros face in future versions of the series. In glorious Super Nintendo polygons. And what you gotta do here is destroy both of his eyes first, while dodging the stuff that he throws at you. And then he turns into a little box, which you must shoot very quickly. And that's Andros. On course 1, which is the one I'm playing, if you have fully leveled up lasers, I think you can kill him in one cycle. And I think subsequent courses require more cycles. Oh, squeaky chair. Alright, get ready. There's some actual voice acting coming up. Very rare for the Super NES. Yeah, you may also notice that they gave the R-Wings more detailed polygons in the ending sequence. I think they blew a significant portion of the cart to make the ending, like, slightly less crappy looking than the rest of the game.
This is Corneria, Pepper's PC. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger. I'm heading back to Corneria.
Yeah, so now you get a list of all the bosses that you fought. With ambiguous dimensions without units. Yeah, 92% is how many enemies you've killed in the game. And I think the calculation is a little janky. Like, in levels where I miss a bunch of enemies, sometimes it shows up as like 100%. And I'm pretty sure your allies don't kill that many enemies for you, except in a couple of scripted events. So, I don't know. But definitely, if you kill all the enemies, you will get 100%. You just might also get 100% if you don't kill all of them. Ventron. What a 90s name. I do remember the 90s. It was like the last time where I played a lot of video games. This is me reconnecting with my childhood. This ending theme is also pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say everything was better in the 90s. My life probably wasn't better in the 90s. I was like in mandatory public education, which wasn't fantastic. I like the 2010s a lot better. I have freedom. The games were alright. Good thing we can replay them. I think the music is supposed to go all the way through the ending. Oh well. Oh, it almost did. Yeah, this game is older than some people in here. If you're younger than 23, this game is older than you. 3D video games on consoles are older than you. Let that sink in too. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna go back to sleep. Thanks for coming. Thanks Jeff for the host. Streaming's kind of fun. I think I might do it more in the future. Alright, take it easy.